Hi everyone, it's Kim from Sweet and Sassy, and I am here with you today to share some of my tips for creating cards using silhouette images. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite techniques, and then I'm going to show you some samples that I've created using some other techniques. What I'm starting with is just a plain piece of cream cardstock, and I have a 1 1/4 inch circle. And then I also have some distress inks and some blending tools. And what I'm going to create is a background for my silhouette stamp to rest on. What I'm going to create is a little bit of a sunset. So to do that, I'm going to start with 2 colors of orange, and you could use yellow, orange, whatever colors you like, even blues. I'm going to start with a lighter color, which is Wild Honey, and my blending tool. And I'm just going to hold my circle in place here. I don't know, I like to live life on the edge, I guess, and not hold that down with any tape. But you certainly could do that. Less risk of that picking up. And when doing this technique, I really like using the distress inks because they have a great ability to blend together very easily, and you can kind of can't make any mistakes, which is nice. I'm going to come back with my darker ink, and this is Rusty Hinge, and come in a little bit more just around the edge of my sun. And I'm not too worried about that ink getting down at the bottom, because again, these don't dry very quickly, so it gives you some ability to work with these for a little while. And then I'm going to come back, and I am using a little bit of green because the card I'm going to make with this image has kind of a green in the background on the designer paper that I'm using. So I'm going to pick that up and mimic that here. And then I'll come in with my darker color, which is my Pine Needles. And again, probably a little bit more around the edge, that darker color. And if you don't like the way it looks, you're not crazy about, maybe there's too much of a hard edge, again, just keep blending that and you'll find that it all blends in really well. And another trick I have for you, if you want to create a little bit of a horizon, you can use a piece of straight cardstock, or even you can tear it to create hills if you like. And I'm going to work upside down because what I want to do with the brown ink is to work up against the edge of my paper. So I'm pulling my blending tool up. I don't want this brown to get too far down into the bottom portion of that card. It has to really stay right up at the line of my cardstock. And I can blend that in a little bit and even come back in with my green and blend that out a little bit. And then you'll see when you pick that up that you have this nice horizon line and my sun. And now I've got this great background for my silhouette stamp. The stamp that I'm using today on this is from the Wildflower set from Sweet and Sassy, and this is one of my favorites. I love floral stamps, and Corinne has some great options available. And I'm going to stamp that right over the top of that sunset. And I love the way that looks. That just looks fantastic. And it's so quick and easy to do, and you really get a stunning result from it. And so what I'm going to show you are some other samples using a very similar technique. Here I did the same background using the distress inks and a blending tool. I just tore my piece of paper and only kept everything up at the top there, and then stamped the trees and the moose. You can also keep things very simple. Just keep the silhouette images in just a plain black look fantastic as well, and all I did was add a little bit of distress around the edge. On this card I did a resist emboss technique where I use a silhouette image, and the grass here is, and also on this card as well, is from the Serene Silhouette set. But I embossed the grass, and then using my distress ink and my blending tool went over that image, and of course the embossing resists the ink, so you get this great look with that. And then this is one of our newest release sets. This is the Together Silhouettes stamp set. And on this, super easy. Just used some designer paper, but kept a real pale color, so I was able to, didn't interfere with my image. And because I used a paler ink, I was able to stamp. I love this look of stamping over your image with in the black ink with the sentiment. And I did this on this one as well. This is very simple, just using some different colors there to create an image on the cardstock, and then again using the black for the sentiment on that card. So that's just a couple of ideas for stamping with silhouettes. I hope you enjoyed today's technique, and that you'll take a look at the Sweet and Sassy stamps on their website and also on our gallery on Split Coast. Thanks so much.